Hello, I'm Joseph Quijano, Certified Financial Planner, and I want to welcome you to the third episode of our series, 6 Secrets of Accumulating Long-Term Wealth. And I'm here with my son, another financial advisor, Jordan Quijano.
Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us. We are excited with today's episode. I think this is very crucial in today's world. We're going to be talking about how to get out of debt. So today's episode is truly how you can get out of debt in 9 years or less while using other people's money, OPM. And this is some of the best kept secrets of the wealthy. If you've ever looked at any wealthy family from the history, if you look back at time, one of their best rules that they all abide by is OPM, other people's money. When they make any investments, when they make any purchases or any long-term goals, they're not using their money. They're letting their money work for them, and they're using other people's money to be spending and using on these long-term goals.
Well, you know, one of the biggest problems that are facing American families today is debt. Everybody's carrying a whole bunch of debt, and most people don't even know how much they're paying to the banks and credit card companies, right, Jordan?
So true.
You know, right now, according to the Financial Institute of America, 36% of every single dollar that we earn goes to pay banks on finance charges for loans and credit card companies. Think about that. 36%. Over 1/3 of every dollar that we make goes out to pay finance charges.
That's terrifying. I mean, every dollar we make, a quarter or a third of that's just gone.
It's
It just
gone.
evaporates right out the back door. And you said on 3 items?
On 3 items. Actually, this is 3 items that people are losing 36%. 1 automobile loan, 1 credit card, and 1 mortgage for a home. Do you know anybody that has more than 1 credit card? Do you know anybody that's financing more than 1 car?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know somebody that has more than 2 mortgages? I mean, think about that. So all you do is just multiply that, and they're losing money hand over fist. And we're here to show you a method that you can be out of debt in 9 years or less, including your mortgage. And that's without refinancing. This is using the Become the Banker strategy to totally get you out of debt finally. And that is the best way. That is the best way, ladies and gentlemen, to achieve total financial freedom. That means no debt.
You're absolutely right. I mean, 3 items and you're losing 1/3 of every dollar you make just to the banks. So right now, listen up. This is important. I mean, there's a lot of hot topics out there that people are talking about, which may be velocity banking, snowballing debt, all these areas which really have their advantages, but at the same point, when we're talking about Become the Banker, when you use this strategy we are talking about, not only does it get you out of debt, especially in those 9 years or less, but you get to keep the money. And that's crucial. That's a big difference than using snowballing debt or even velocity banking. A lot of times when you look at velocity banking, you have to borrow money from a bank, get a HELOC, or get a loan against your house, or even a personal loan, and they all are about snowballing the debt, paying off all the debts and repaying yourself back. Makes perfect sense. But again, you're owing money on that loan, number 1, at an interest rate, and number 2, that's not your money. That money's going out the door. Well, with what we're talking about with Become the Banker, not only do you get to pay that debt off, but your money is always earning you a minimum of 4% interest, compound interest on the account. So in other words, let's assume you have $20,000 built up inside your Become the Banker account. And now you want to take $15,000 to pay off a credit card and maybe a vehicle loan and maybe even a medical bill that's just sitting out there. And it's all accrued up to $15,000. This is the difference. When you borrow the $15,000 from your Become the Banker account, it's against the account, not from it. So your $15,000 comes into your pocket, you pay that debt off, but technically, when you look at your account, you still have the full $20,000 earning you interest at 4% on the entire 20, as if you never touched it. And once you start paying yourself back what the banks were charging you on that credit card, on that vehicle, on that medical bill, you get to make the money that the banks were going to make off of you on top of the 4% that your account's making you. How good is that? I mean, truly, not only do you get to pay the debt off, get that off your books, but you also get to keep your money working for you at all times, and you don't lose what we call the lost opportunity cost, which that is what you lose on a lot of other strategies like snowballing debt.
Your money is still there, growing for you. You have access to money to actually pay off your debt, and then you are going to be paying yourself back, and with interest at the same rate that the banks or the credit card companies were charging you. So that means that you will be making the money that the banks and credit card companies were making off of you. What I'm talking about is a strategy that actually the wealthy have used for many, many, many years, and actually banks today, traditional banks, are using. It is called other people's money. Other people's money. You don't want to pay off debt with your own money. You want to use somebody else's money to pay off your debt. Let me ask you a question, okay? If you look at the beautiful skyline of New York City, and you look at the beautiful, beautiful skyscrapers that President Trump built, do you think that he was using his own money to build them? No, he was using other people's money. That has been the strategy of the wealthy, and that's exactly what banks are doing. So if we can teach you that strategy, and you can apply it to your own personal financial life, would you answer this question? Would you be better off financially? What do you think?
Absolutely. You know, whether it's President Trump or anybody with wealth, the key thing is to know it doesn't matter where their upbringing is. You look at any wealthy family, the Kennedys, the Rothschilds, the Vanderbilts, any of them have used other people's money. The concept of using banks' money, people that lend them money, anybody but their money to help build their skyscrapers, their financial goals, anything, you know, whatever they're going to make their money enrich them, they used other people's money. And that's what we're trying to share with you today. There's a lot of different ways you can approach this, whether you go to the bank and borrow money at a high interest rate, and you're going to have to be faced with not only paying that high interest, but you're on the bank's terms. Well, that's not a really good deal. Whereas with Become the Banker, we want to flip the equation where you are the bank. You are the equation there, that you're able to lend the money to yourself at whatever interest rate you want to charge yourself. And that is the question, what do you charge yourself? You should charge yourself what anybody else would charge you. If First Bank or Wells Fargo or USA Bank was going to charge you 12%, charge yourself 12% so that you can make the money that the banks were going to make off of you. And you take that and go pay that off, and right at the end, not only do you have the money that they were going to charge you, but your money was growing with the asset that you made. So flow of money is a part of this as well. With the OPM, you're using other people's money, but now you got to use the flow of money, which is what I'm talking about here, paying yourself back. Just like when banks use the flow of money, when they lend you money, you got to pay them back. When you put the money back into their bank's pocket, they go ahead and lend it out to the next person. And the person pays them and they lend it out. And it keeps on doing this circle of consistently always loaning out the money. That's what we're trying to share with you today, is to help you put that into your financial formula so that you can not only make the money work for you, but you're also making the bank's money that they would have made off of you.
So how could this be possible? Well, you have to have a very specialized product. And the product is something that has been around for over 200 years that the wealthy have used, Jordan, to do what we're talking about. It is a very powerful insurance contract that is actually made for living, not death benefits, okay? So that means that you accumulate money inside the policy. It grows tax-free, guaranteed rate of return, totally liquid, and when you borrow money against it, you don't touch your money in the life insurance policy. You're getting your money through who? the life insurance company.
OPM, yes.
OPM, that's using other people's money.
Yep.
And then when you pay yourself back, think about that. You're creating what? Money flow. There you have it, folks. That's the two strategies that we're talking about. OPM, other people's money. We're using the life insurance company's money. Now your life insurance policy's money. And money flow happens when you pay yourself back.
And just to make that point clear, I mean, we have a whole episode on that, talking about really what the life insurance is, why it's different than other life insurance. Because obviously when people hear life insurance, immediately they think, what the heck is that? I don't want to use life insurance. Listen to the other episode we have. It goes in depth as to why there's specific strategies that you can use, like banks, unlike traditional life insurance, which is the one that you're thinking of, strictly just death benefits. So we want to help show you the right policy, the right strategy to help complete this full circle of OPM and money flow. And that's what we do with our series here.
I'm so glad that you stayed with us during the third episode of this series, The 6 Secrets of Accumulating Long-Term Wealth. Now, we want you to please like our channel. Like our channel, subscribe to it if you haven't subscribed to it, and keep coming back because we're going to be sharing a ton of good information. I got to tell you the wonderful response that our viewers are giving us. I mean,
Yes.
we have had people come to the office. Remember that family that came all the way from Kansas
Yes.
to the office, and they told us that they love the fireside chats.
That family, yes. Yes.
Remember that?
It's
They
true.
watch every single episode. So I want to thank you so much for watching our series and really getting some benefit, getting educated. And we are here to help you achieve total financial success.
If you guys have any questions at all, by all means, feel free to pick up the phone, email us, or visit our website. Please leave a comment, like we said. We always look at all the comments, help answer all the questions. So by all means, leave comments, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.